Hey peeps. It has been so nice the past couple of weeks. Oh, I just love it. But that doesn't mean that it's spring yet. You know, we can still get lots of snow and cold weather at any point in time. But I do want to start some seeds, and I want to start some seeds using that Milk Jug Winter Sowing method. Since we are at a new property, I don't have a greenhouse or anything like that, cold frame sort of situation set up. But doesn't mean I can't get things going. And I love the winter sowing method because it's inexpensive and it works. It seriously works. Okay, so the Milk Jug Winter Sowing method is pretty straightforward. You only need a few supplies: your milk jug, scissors, or like an X-Acto knife, sturdy tape, Sharpie or garden marker if you have it, regular potting soil, and your seeds, and that's it. I garden in zone 5A, South Central Wisconsin. So when I start my winter sowing, I usually like to do it somewhere around January and February. This at least gives some of these plants, it gives the seeds a cold stratification period if they need it. So today we are going to start 15 seeds. Some strawberries, just strawberries that I literally saved from strawberries that. Okay, then some Shasta daisies, purple Echinacea, some black hollyhocks I saved seeds from our old house, some lupin, lavender, spearmint, lemon balm, blue poppies, rudbeckia, sage, thyme, pansies, some apple seeds I saved from some Granny Smith and Cosmic Crisp apples, Snapdragons, and oh, a bonus one. I wasn't planning on doing this one, but I have an extra milk jug. Raspberries. These raspberries I saved kind of similar to the strawberry method, you know, where you just holiday, where you put the peel on a piece of paper towel, and then you can just rub your, once it dries all the way, you can just rub your finger and then all the seeds fall off. Well, that didn't really work with the raspberries. So I just cut the paper towel out and I'll just lay them on top of the soil. That's it. I got my trusty supplies. This is the garden marker I was kind of telling you about. Okay, the thing with the garden marker versus the Sharpie, and I'm going to tell you right now so that you can plan ahead. Sharpies tend to wear. I don't know if it's the sun or just all the elements together, but when you label your milk jug and you put the name, the date, and the variety on it with Sharpie on the front of the tape, a lot of the time it actually wears off. There's a trick that other people say, which is you can put your label on the bottom of your milk jug, so then that way the elements aren't doing it, or you can just put a couple of labels, you know, put a stick in there with the label it on the front and label it on the bottom. I don't know. Or you can just, you know, do a notebook piece of paper, make your little grid of where everything ended up getting placed. Don't touch it, don't move things around, so then when you go to reopen it, you can just go off of where you put your things and how you mapped it. How to get your milk jug prepped. Okay, so obviously it better be clean. This is water, but y'all don't want any nasty, farty, stinky jugs. So make sure your milk jug is clean, okay? Don't worry about keeping the tops. We don't need it. This is where the rainwater and precipitation comes through. So next, you want to poke a couple holes in here. I like to do 4. This isn't, get a scissors, whatever. This isn't the best scissors, but we'll do it. It's all punched in, but there's a couple holes in there. Now we're gonna almost cut all the way around, but we're gonna actually leave some of this intact. It makes a nice little hinge lid, so it's easier when we actually go to sealing up our milk jugs at the end. gives us that nice hinge. And push out whatever weird warping happened. And there you go. So I'm gonna get my soil all pre-moistened, and then we can start filling these up, and I'll go ahead and get the rest of them cut up. Okay, now that I've got my labels written out, all my milk jugs are cut, I am just going to fill them up with soil and then plant. My list of seeds can look different than your list of seeds. There's so much research out there. Go check Google. Lots of people have invested time and their knowledge into developing these perfect milk jug lists. But a good rule of thumb is to start with things that are hardy or cold tolerant in your area. So figuring out what zone you're in is going to be key, and kind of finding those plants that are perennial. So I did with Echinaceas, those are perennials here. Strawberries are perennials here. Just finding things like that will make perfect plants to start in the milk jug method. One of the things I like to do is I actually like to add coconut coir to my potting mix. We get so much rain and snow here that if I only use, I've just noticed that if I only use potting mix, they can tend to get a little compacted because of all the precipitation. So I like to just add a little bit of coconut coir, just a block to a bag, so that it drains a lot better. So now I got all of my milk jugs filled up, about 3 to 4 inches of soil, kind of gently tamped down. I'm going to add the seeds. You might be kind of wondering, how do I know how many seeds to plant? And what I like to do is, depending on the seed, like some do actually like to be a surface sown so that light helps them germinate. I know Snapdragons for sure like that, so I'm just going to sprinkle it on the surface and gently tamp it down. But the other ones, a good rule of thumb is like a 1/4 inch deep, and then just gently cover it with the soil and just space them about 1 inch apart. In the early cold January days when I couldn't do anything outside, going off of the base measurement of a milk jug of how many seeds I could kind of potentially start in each one for optimization. I love pre-planning Trish. She is so thorough and optimistic at the same time. We'll see what happens. I forgot to show before I sealed them up. I gave them all a quick spritz, so all the soil is nicely settled in. All right, so this is where they ended up, is right by our side door that we use the most. I put mine here, even though this is the south facing side, so it will get the most sun. One, because we get so much precipitation, I'm not too worried about them drying out as much, but also because I can see it. If I put them somewhere I don't see, it is out of sight, out of mind. I will forget, and an animal or a creature could rip them open. I won't know until I see milk jugs floating down the road. It actually doesn't matter that much about the location, just as long as they get a little bit of light throughout the day, just to keep that soil a little warm with the greenhouse effect. I don't know. Give it a try. And I'll give you updates, and I'll see you next time. Bye.